What is up, guys? It's Dan the Man. Today I'm back with one of Chess Zone's classic events, the Tuesday rated games of the week. And I've been kind of missing playing at Chess Zone because I'm in college, out of state. So I've been looking forward to get back to Georgia and playing some events, mainly at Chess Zone, such as their rated games of the week or their action tournaments. So when I found out that I was available to play today, and also that there were some people of my level, I decided to sign up and was looking forward to showing up today. And I'm paired against a prodigy, to say the least, by the name of Ruben Quintans. And for those of you that don't know Ruben, let me give you some context of how insanely talented this youngster is. So first off, apparently, he's the youngest. He's the youngest USCF expert ever. Like, he broke the record to reach 2,000 and is the youngest person to ever do so. So that alone should resonate with you of how exceptionally gifted this kid is. And the second thing is that, yeah, he's also the best 7-year-old in the country, allegedly. And this kid also has like grandmaster coaching. He takes this stuff seriously, like, but no joke. Like, he's on the track to maybe become the next Magnus Carlsen, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm preparing to be humbled by this guy because, well, he's 7 years old, 2074, and I'm much older than he is and lower rated. So that should tell you something right there. But will age win the game, or will experience and rating play the game? You're gonna have to find out. Will my time being alive on Earth win, or will his dedication and prowess in chess win? You're gonna have to find out. So I have the white pieces, and I start with e4. He goes c5, entering the Sicilian. We have knight f3, knight c6, d4. We get an open Sicilian here. We get the dragon variation with g6. And here I go knight c3. There's a lot of flexibility with this opening. Bishop g7, bishop e3, knight f6. And lately, I've been experimenting with the knight takes c6 line. I've been having some fun with it because it kind of forces black backwards a bit after the next few moves. Because after b takes e5, knight g8, this may look bad for black, but it's actually totally fine. This is theory. And this is why I kind of like this approach. Even though it's totally even, I just like the idea of forcing black to undevelop and maybe having this advanced pawn on e5. So I've been sort of having fun with this line, although there are many more flexible approaches to this dragon variation. This is just the one I happen to like the most. So I go with f4. I know this well. I played this line against Druva, and I played bishop to d4, which is also a move, but I learned that f4 is a bit more accurate. So here he goes with knight h6, a move I've seen a lot of times. And here I go with bishop d3. This is usually what I play in Blitz online. If someone were to play this against me, I'm trying to stop knight f5. That's my idea, but apparently other moves are better, like queen f3 or queen d2, but this move is totally acceptable. So here he castles, totally logical. And here the engine, by the arrows I've drawn before, are suggesting that I should play queen d2 and castle queenside. Apparently that's the idea of this setup. But, I'm kind of anti-castling opposite sides. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm the one that gets attacked more, so I try to castle symmetrically if possible. So for that reason, I castled kingside, and due to that small flaw in my moves, black already has a slight advantage with minus 0.78. And the reason he has an advantage is because he goes d6. And, well, he's already attacking my pawn on e5 twice, and he's going to open up his bishop next turn if I take on d6. And I'm thinking about a lot of moves that I can do here. I don't really want to take. I also don't just want to play like bishop e4 and get hit with d5. So it's kind of hard to figure out what to do. So here I go with queen f3, one of the top moves, attacking c6, and I'm saying, hey, look, if you trade on e5, I'm gonna get your c6 pawn. So that's the idea. Here he plays the move knight g4. Not a move I was expecting, but it's not a bad move. He's trying to get my bishop here. The top move, actually, which was frankly what I was expecting, is just to trade right away. And here the engine suggests going to this line, queen takes c6. And apparently, you can give the rook here. You can give the rook up in the corner after e takes f4. You can play, yeah, even if you grab the rook, this is kind of surprising. Even after all this stuff, black is apparently much better here because they have a passed pawn on e3, and they can also start bringing their bishop and queen to d4. And my king's a little bit weak on that diagonal, so... But this is kind of inhuman, like no one would voluntarily go into this without knowing some prep. So that's just some engine line I just wanted to share with you guys. So here he played knight g4, and I actually spent a few minutes here, like what should I do? I was thinking about like h3 and sort of allowing the, like here, but apparently that's wrong, which is in hindsight, I guess good why I didn't play it. It's because this is wrong is because after this sequence of moves, black should apparently trade queens with queen b6. And the idea of why this is wrong is because after I trade, my rook, this pawn on e5 is pretty weak, and black can play rook a5 and just win my pawn, apparently. But I don't know if Ruben would have went into that. Alternatively, I was thinking about bishop d4 to try to defend that way. But this also fails because of this moves. I just wanted to share another line here. I was thinking maybe we would trade a bunch on e5, and I would grab on c6. But again, going back to this weakness on my king, he can start having a lot of fun with like queen h4 here. And he's threatening mate on h2 here. So I would have to go g3, bishop takes, queen g2, and bishop b7. I can't take the bishop because I would hang mate, and he's also pinning my queen. So I would have to intercept with bishop e4 or something like that. Very complicated. The top move, and what I should have done, is the seemingly absurd bishop c1. Like, yeah, just undeveloped. And if you count, black has 3 pieces attacking e5, and I only have a pawn defending it. So it looks like you're just hanging a pawn for no reason. But the engine's weird. It says after d5, you go h3, and the knight actually has to go back to f6, blocking the bishop's view of the pawn, and then it says, hey, just take, and, life goes on. But that's weird. I would have never played that in a million years. I instead went queen takes c6, and that's kind of a complicated move, and the reason is it's complicated is because there's a lot of things hanging. The bishop's hanging, and his rook's hanging. So I thought, okay, I'm expecting him to trade on e3, to take on e3. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take on a8. He takes on f1. I take on f1. And I was expecting him to maybe take on e5 here, and we would just, play this position out. But what I had missed, I guess I didn't see this far. In my mind, I was just like, we're just going to trade a bunch in the center, etc. But what I totally missed is this move, queen to b6 check. And that might at first look not like pretty plain to you, like what does that do? And I was kind of thought the same thing. I just moved to the corner, right? Then here comes the cold shower. Bishop to b7. And my queen is literally trapped. Out of seemingly nowhere. Like, I was expecting to move my queen out of the corner back to safety through e4, f3. And because of this sequence of moves, my queen's literally just stuck. Like, it's amazing. Like, it just happened out of nowhere. Like, the queen is literally trapped. She bit off more than she could chew. However, I am lost, but I'm not like losing my queen for nothing. Like, black's not going to be up a queen. I found this best move, knight to d5. And that is a little tricky, because I am counterattacking black's queen. So if black were to take my knight, I would save my queen and take on d5. Also, if black takes on b2 with the queen, I can first take on e7 with the knight, and then probably play something like queen takes a7. But obviously, I'm losing a piece here because after Ruben took my queen, I took his queen, and unfortunately, the queen is defended. This queen was defended. If it wasn't defended, this would be fine. But since his queen was defended, I end up losing a piece. And Ruben's just up a bishop for a pawn. More than enough to win. So I can't... Yeah, this queen trap just came out of nowhere. It came a bolt from the blue. And, yeah, I'm just sort of sitting there, like, shocked. Like, wow. That was fast. I didn't expect to lose that quickly. And I'm like, all right, well, it's not totally over. I have an extra pawn, so maybe there's some hope to win. To draw. So I keep playing. I go takes, bishop c4, and he's playing this perfectly. This really isn't hard to win. So, I'm trying my best here. Why not? I'd go with c4. I'm trying my best here. He defends the threat in f7. Bishop c3. The funny thing is that I can't take on b6 because he would mate me. I'll let you work that out. If I take on b6, he plays rook e1. I go king h2. He goes bishop e5. I block with g3, and then rook h1's mate. So that was pretty ingenious of him. So here I go with king h2. I'm trying to avoid the rook trade and also preventing him from mating me. So here he plays rook e1 anyway, and I have to trade because bishop e5 check would be lights out. So he's just up a bishop here, and, well, I'll let you deduce what happens. It's pretty much over. Well, I'm just going to fast forward here. I play on for no reason, and eventually we get to this position, and he wins. I resign here because, well, my bishop's trapped. I have to trade, and then he just promotes the b-pawn, and it's over. So if you look at the game here, accuracy-wise, I had 80.3 and he had 91.4. But if you look at that graph, it just fell once, and then I never had a chance this game. Like, it just dipped in Black's favor almost immediately, which is just kind of disappointing here. But this goes to show, like, that even kids as young as 7 can humble you pretty well. And I definitely got humbled here, losing to a 7-year-old. So, yeah, this was tough. This was not a game I was wanting to play. And I guess I'm a little rusty because I haven't played over the board in a couple months. But we'll get back to it. I'm planning to play a couple tournaments this summer, probably at Chess Zone as well. So hopefully we'll rebound and get back to 2K and above. So if you liked this game and you liked how I got humbled by a 7-year-old, let me know in the comments. Let me know by liking the video, subscribing if you haven't, and share the game with your friends if you want, or anything else like that. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.